Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we dive into, it's a bit of a preview before the preview, because tomorrow, we back, because Liverpool play Chelsea on Sunday, and I will be giving the preview to that tomorrow. So make sure you guys are here for that. Make sure you guys subscribe, the notification bell on. You know the drill. And don't forget the socials on screen and in the description, as well as the second channel, because a brand new video is about to be put up on there. Finally, we've got content coming out on there, and it's going to be regular from now. So make sure you're all subscribed. Make sure you're there. If you want to catch myself away from football and just normal life and doing things, and you can catch some more personal touch to things around me. So make sure you're following, make sure you're subscribed. That video could be coming out tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled. Now, let's get cracking. Enzo Maresca done a press conference earlier on and filled us with some magnificent, phenomenal, incredible, outstanding, exemplary. I can't come up with any words. Brilliant, basically. News on Reece James. In this moment, it can be the solution. 1 game a week. In the future, I don't know. If we want to build his physical solution, it's to go slowly to use once a week. Now, apologies, I've just had indigestion. Not long ago, I had a big dinner, so apologies. We might find me with hiccups on this video. But the news is Reece James is fit. He's ready to go for this weekend. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can, for the first time in 2 years, say that the Chelsea rehabilitation list is empty. Get in there. The hospital is available. The hospital is free. The hospital is empty. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 0 injuries. 0. Reece James is now fit. He's ready to go. He's available this weekend. I don't think he should play, but I'm saying he's available this weekend. However, Chelsea's injury list is now player free. And I have to say, like, we normally have this running gag, don't we? The rehabilitation list jokes. Well, we ain't got one now. There's no one on it. Do you remember when we had do you remember last season we had 15 players on one point? I mean, I said, before this season started, when the decision was made to sack Poch, I said, when it comes to injuries, we will find out, right? And I did put this to the club, and to be fair, if they've delivered, fair play. I did say, listen, we're going to find out who's the culprit behind the injuries, right? Is it Poch's methods, or is it the club and the medical team and what's going on? So far, it's looking like it was Poch. We got to be clear. We got to be honest here. And as much as we had doubts, problems with the medical staff, and this was rumoured to be an issue anyway, whether it was before or it wasn't, one thing's for sure, the club have looked like they have found a solution and they're sorting it. And if they're sorting it, then fair play, brilliant. Keep it up, because we don't want our players getting injured. As simple as that. Now, I will say this though, it is only 7 games. And the season begins, you do normally have less injury at this point. It's when it gets into Christmas, that's when things start kicking off. So I'm not going to, bat the horn too soon. I'm going to say it's looking good so far. Keep it up. Just, make sure that if there were any mistakes made in the past, that it's not made again. And Reece James now being available, now we focus on Reece. I've said this, we have to micromanage him. And Enzo Maresca here is absolutely spot on. And it's good if they found a solution 1 game a week, no more, cool. For a certain period of time, cool. After that, maybe experiment. Maybe add a second game, but bring him on for 10 minutes. You know, don't do too much too soon. We have to do this sort of stuff. If not, I'm telling you, look, if he breaks one more time, he's done. People have this thing, by the way, like I'm attacking Reece James personally, by the way. I'm not. I love the guy. I want him in my team. For me, he's one of the first names on this team sheet. Without question, Reece James at his best is up there with Cole Palmer as a no-brainer. But let's not kid ourselves. It's not his fault, but if his body is breaking down, it's breaking down. Breaking news, football is a contact sport. Football is a physical sport. Football requires you to use your entire body. So if your body is broken, guess what? You can't play. It's as simple as that. It's an easy 2 + 2 is 4. So I don't get where some people think I'm coming at Reece personally. I'm not. Use your mind, use your brains, use your logic. It's as simple as that. Football is a physical sport. We need bodies in prime condition. If they're not in prime condition and they get injured all the time, we're going to keep him on the pitch because of sentiment? Oh, no, but it's Reece James. Oh, no, but he's in a wheelchair. Yeah, but screw it, he starts. Like, no, come on, man. Come on. Anyway, I'm very happy to see that he's back. And I hope he stays fit. I'm sure that Maresca, everyone wants the same thing. So we have to really, really, really make sure and be careful and hope that he's managed correctly. Let me know your thoughts down below. Talking on Maresca, he was asked about a certain topic, which I found bizarre. Actually, let me say what I'm about to say. Let me show you, and I've got something to say to the English press, honestly. Enzo Maresca on Tuchel's England appointment. All the best to Thomas, nothing more. If people in charge decide for him, it's because they are convinced. Listen, the English press, yeah, all of you are clowns. Yeah, I'm going to say, all of you are clowns. You're all clowns. The people that ask these sort of questions, right? They know exactly what they're doing. Why are you putting Maresca in this position? You're getting Maresca, someone that wasn't involved with anything to do with Chelsea at the time when TT and the owners had kicked off between themselves. You're putting him into a situation where he's working for the employer that sacked the New England manager, who's the New England manager that they're asking you to comment on. Why are you putting him in that situation? What do you want him to say? As far as I'm concerned, Maresca's given the perfect answer here. He's praised Thomas Tuchel, but he hasn't added more. He said, yeah, if he's good enough, they're convinced they've hired him. That's it. Well, yes, that's logical. I can't expect Maresca to add any more to that. The press are vile. Honestly, the English press, you guys are... You're the problem. The English press are the problem. Always have been. When it comes to football, when it comes to... Not just football, to be honest. It goes beyond that. But when it comes to issues that we are facing in English football, and I'll give you one, for example, like the whole England manager thing that we've seen. Well, it's the press. It's always been the press. This is why in the press conferences, when we do get someone, right, like Siraya, if you're not following her, then follow her, right? But when she's in the press conference and she's asking questions and all of us are like, finally, someone's asking a proper question, yeah? And we get really happy about it. And then there's other journalists that are there and then they go back to resuming asking bozo questions. You don't realize that you lot are looking like idiots. There's a reason why she's getting praised, and there's a reason why managers, including Pochettino, and we've seen it before, not just Poch, even prior, where, if I'm not mistaken, Graham Potter too, where they're looking at going, whoa, good question. It's because they're used to getting fed drivel from the press, do you think you're going to get sacked? What do you want him to say? Yeah, I think in the next 4 days, I think I'm toast, lad. What are you doing? Anyway, Thomas Tuchel is the England manager, and look, like I've said, he will be back at the bridge at some point to watch England players. That's without a doubt. But Maresca handled this perfectly, and the English press, you guys are an absolute weapon. Honestly, I ain't got the vocabulary to describe you anymore. And I think everyone can agree on that. It's just been going on for years. Anyway, we shift over to Spain. Check this out. Introducing Atleti's Player of the Month for September, and it's none other than, as he's described in Atletico, El Pitbull. One of our own, good to see. Conor Gallagher, congrats. Huge congrats. Deserves it. And is absolutely in his element in Atletico Madrid. So I hope he's enjoying it out there. He does look like he is, and he's playing very well. So keep it up. This made me laugh. Florian Plettenberg came out with this. Ruben Amorim is not only on the list at Manchester City as a possible replacement for Pep Guardiola, but Manchester United in particular are also interested in him. Man United have already made specific inquiries about him and his situation. The Red Devils want to be prepared, but still trust Erik ten Hag for now. 39-year-old Amorim is not planning a move in the winter since he has big ambitions with Sporting. However, his contract, which is valid until 2026, includes a release clause next summer. So that's on Ruben Amorim. Listen, Man United, you've made the right decision to stick with Ten Hag. Yeah. You guys know exactly what you're doing. You should absolutely keep Ten Hag. And he will deliver very good things for you. So that's basically it. As for Ruben Amorim, message to you, good sir. I'm going to have to do that thing, where, you don't want people to lip read? Don't go to United. You'll ruin your career. Listen, consider your options, Consider your options. At Sporting, you've got a very good project. Oh, it's a tough call, Man City, Man United. Absolute two juggernauts, innit? Go to City. But United, it's a risky move. Don't go to United. And I think that it's an option that you might have to really think about. You don't want to make the wrong call. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So that's that. Meanwhile, Man United still in the mud. Listen, Man United have put them. All I was worried about was Thomas Tuchel going to United. That's all I was concerned about. Now that's not happening, I have no concern about Manchester United whatsoever. I really don't. Who they got left? Potter? Who else? Who's available? Well, Southgate's not happening because he's not managing. He came out and clarified that himself. Knowing United, they probably looked at him. Who else is available? Big Sam? I don't know. I'm not concerned. I'm really not. This is why they're stuck with Ten Hag. Listen, the Man United ownership, right? I had initial praise for the way that they were moving when they got Omar Barada. They shifted things in the way that they had to, and a lot of the power seemed to have shifted away from the Glazers. It hasn't, though, is it? Right now, it honestly just looks like they're the Glazers' puppets. Or they just don't know how to make decisions. Because one thing that, look, I've criticised Chelsea's owners beyond belief. But one thing is for sure, yeah, I can say this, right? They don't hesitate on decisions. That is for sure. If these owners want to take a decision, they take it. And you need to have that. At the highest level, you need to have that. Sometimes it can backfire, right? More times than not. For Chelsea's recent history, it has backfired. But they are decisive. The worst thing you can do in anything, and take this with you, yeah, after watching this video, the worst thing you can do is to not take a decision. Is to linger. Is to hesitate. If you're not doing anything, well, just like it says on the tin, you're not doing anything. You ain't moving. You're stuck. So do something. The Man United ownership, well, Ineos, this new board, but they haven't made a decision yet. It's their own fault. So let's wait and see how it's all going to pan out. But it's not looking good. And I feel like they're forced to keep Ten Hag. I feel like they have a choice. Well, you had choices before. Guess what? They're all gone. That's that. Now, to end, very, very important point, talking about football as a whole. The Bayern Munich CEO, Rummenigge, come out and spoken, legend, by the way. We know German royalty when it comes to football. on players complaining about the congested schedule. He said something, and pay attention. I understand this argument, but the players and their agents have fallen into this trap. By demanding even higher salaries, they are forcing the clubs to generate even higher revenues. And where does this revenue come from? Through more games. And this is why I say we must sit down with all those involved and discuss without emotion what mechanisms we need to bring back more serious and rational times, including in terms of business. Absolutely legendary statement there made by Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. Beautiful. This is a player that was there, who played at the highest level, German football legend, played at a time when football was a lot more simple, when it wasn't about money. He played, his prime years were in the 80s. If you go back and watch, and it's funny because Rummenigge was in the, was he in the starting 11? Was he in the starting 11 when Algeria played Germany in 82? First group game of the World Cup, and Algeria beat them 2-1, and everyone was shocked. That was the game when Germany come out before the game and said, I'm going to score one for my dog, I'm going to score one for my missus, because they thought Algeria won nothing. Then they lost 2-1. But Rummenigge was playing at that time. And that time, if you go back and you look, players weren't playing for money. Players were playing because they just wanted to play football. That was it. There wasn't any financial incentive. Yeah, in Europe, maybe in Germany, England, maybe they'd get something, but they weren't millionaires from it. Go back and look. It only from the late 80s, 90s onwards was money starting to get generated, right? But in the mid-early 80s, mate, things were just football only. He was playing in that era, in a time when it was just about football. It was a lot more simple. Players' schedules were respected. Everything was respected. There wasn't any incentives. And this wasn't a conversation. Now he is the CEO of Bayern Munich. He has been through it all. And he's coming out with a very logical statement. Because we do think players are being overworked here. And we do have our complaints that there's a lot of focus on money. UEFA, money. I mean, look at the increased Champions League schedule, not just the Champions League, all the UEFA competitions. Increased teams. Why? Because more games. Why? Because more money. And it's just, you change the entire format of the Champions League, for example, and for me it looks a little stupid, but it's because it has more games, and more games equals more money. But then what does that do? Like he is saying, that has an effect on the players' conditions and their welfare. However, and this is the point that we don't really mention, and he's made it, and it's true, players and their agents are asking for crazy money. And that happens because the clubs are making more money. And because players are getting paid. So if someone's getting paid crazy money, hey, I should be getting paid crazy money. And then it's just a non-stop effect. Soon we're going to be playing 100 games a year, and players are going to be on $1 million a week. And players are going to die. This is what's going to happen. So he is absolutely correct. It's basic economics, supply and demand. Simple. More demand, more supply. More supply, more demand. This is how it is. And it's just increasing. And then to when? It's going to come to a point where things have to explode. Something's got to give. So him making this point right now, where we need to sit down and talk about everything right now. And really, really bring things back to basic. It has to be done. Bring it back to basics. If not, someone's going to get hurt. Realistically, someone's going to get hurt. So, very, very wise, rational statement made by Rummenigge here, and respect. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for the preview for Liverpool versus Chelsea. Going to be a taster. Make sure you're there. Have a good one. Make sure you're subscribed. Notification bell on. Do not forget. As well as the second channel. Link in the description. So make sure you guys are hitting that and you're subscribed. And the next video is a banger. What I've seen out here, your minds might be blown. So make sure you're subscribed and you're ready for the next vlog that drops on there, as well as the socials that were on screen and in the description. You can catch all what I'm up to on there too. And I'll see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.